I'll talk about the next topic is the defining of cross validation rules. So what is cross validation rule? As you know, in our chart of accounts, how many segments are there in our chart of accounts? Company, cost center, account, sub account, product, and intercompany. So there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 segments. Okay, and you can use any combination. I mean, as far as the company code is concerned, yes, we got some restriction that we can use only the company codes which are assigned to the ledger. Okay, maybe in this example 01 or 02, 03, 04. I cannot use 05 because 05 I did not even assign at the ledger level or the legal entity level. Okay, so as far as the company code is concerned, there are some kind of restrictions that you can use only some company codes. But whereas for all other department account sub account, you can use any combination. Any combination in the same department I can use 000, and account I can use 100, and sub account I can use something else, and for product I can use something else, and intercompany I can use something else. Okay, so you have got so many permutations combinations. You can use 000 as a department account, could be any of these accounts from 100 to whatever, yeah, 9999. Similarly, so 000, 100, 1200, 110, 00 is one combination. 000, 111, 1200, 110 is one combination. 000, 111, 00, 112 is one combination. So say you have got so many different combinations. But if business users want to restrict some kind of combination, there is a checkbox called allow dynamic insert when you are creating your chart of account structure. When you check the checkbox of allow dynamic insert, system will allow to create any combination. But there could be a business reason wherein they use the business management do not want certain combinations to be created. So when I say certain combinations to be created, something like I always want to use finance department as the department when the account is salary. Okay, and sub account could be anything, product could be anything, intercompany could be anything, but as far as the department is concerned, it should be always 110. I do not want to use say department of 000. Okay, yeah, always, or like any other department except 110. So that could be the rule example. Okay, so my rule would be always or use finance department code 111 with salaries account. I do not want any other department to be used except 110. So that's my rule. So we can achieve this through something called cross validation rule. So you can set up a rule. Once you set up a rule, system will not allow you to use any combination other than 110. If I use any combination other than 110 in any of the data entry screen, when you click on OK, then it will throw an error message saying that this particular combination is not allowed, or it will throw an error message depending on the error message whatever we have mentioned in the rule. Okay, now let's see how we can define that particular rule. So that is called cross validation rule. Rohit, are you following? I do not hear your voice today. Rohit, are you there? Hope you guys hear me. I don't think so. I lost you.
Yes, I'm hearing.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Cross validation rules. Setup. You can go to this BR100. I don't remember if I mentioned any rules here. Okay, I did not mention any rules. Yeah. Financials, Lexifields, key, uh, yeah, financials, Flexifields, key, rules. Key rules. Just update this P800. Okay. So first, what we need to is the cross validation rule are at a chart of accounts level. Okay. So pick up your chart of accounts. What is the application? General ledger. Within the general ledger, what is your chart of account structure? Reliance something. So bring up that is F11. Put your criteria and then do a control F11. Okay. Now you can start your rule. Okay. First rule. You can create any number of rules. So you can give any meaningful name for your cross validation rule. So I just say CV1. CV stands for cross validation rule. Okay. And we'll come to that error part a bit later, or we can just enter the rule whatever we have agreed. Use finance department code of 110 with a salary account message. Okay. Now there is something called include and exclude. Okay. As far as include is concerned, I'll get to this in detail. Let me complete and then you'll better appreciate this. So let me say, okay, we are interested in the 01 company. Exclude 0, 0, 1, 0, 0, 2, 109. Zero one two zero one 111. Okay, first let me test if it's working. Ideally, it should work, and then I'll come back and explain you.
Hey, just check, Arvind. Go to the include line, and for the intercompany, you're supposed to select 00 in the two area.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, you're right. Let me test. It should work. And what we have observed in our current client is like whenever we create a cross validation rules, it just taking 1 or 2 minutes to take the impact. Sometimes switching of the responsibility is working, and sometimes it's taking 1 or 2 minutes to take the impact. But let us try. 01. Go back to setup, financials, flex fields, key, rules. Enable. So what we are doing is we are saying that include everything and exclude 00 to 109 should be excluded, and I think we did fine. And then 111 to ZZZ should also be excluded. So that means indirectly what we are including is only 110. Okay, try once again. Okay, let me try 1110. I hope. So based on this rule, ideally we should get this error message. Use finance department code 110 with salaries account, because so the rule whatever I have defined is, first thing is, in a cross validation rule you should always say is that include everything, that is from 01 to ZZ, 00 to ZZZ. I am saying that you include everything, so ZZ is the last value. So it could be alphanumeric, so the company code could be alphanumeric. That's the reason why it's always suggested to use ZZ instead of 99. So for departments of which is a 3-digit code, so that's the reason why I use ZZZZ. Similarly, account which is a 4-digit code, I use ZZZZ. So that's how, like, in the entire Oracle, whenever you are running any kind of a reports, if you want to do an inquiry or if you want to run a report from start to last, the convention you should always use ZZZZ. So that's what I did here. So we are including everything from the first company to the last company, first department to the last department, and then what we are saying is exclude these combinations. So what I'm saying is exclude if the company, if the account is 5800, which is a salary account, I should not be using depart from 00 to 109, and I should not be using department 00 to 109. And in the next rule, I am saying exclude department 1112 to ZZZ. So that means indirectly we are including or we are allowing only 110 department. If you use any other department other than 110, then system should throw this error message, use finance department code of 110 with salary account. So that is what is the cross validation rule. Okay. But for some reason, it is not taking an impact. So we'll wait for another 1 or 2 minutes and let's see, because in our current client also we have seen such kind of scenario. Even though cross validation rules are created, it's taking a couple of minutes to take the impact. And remember, there is no program which we need to run after creating the cross validation rules. It should be automatically impacted. Okay, hang on, I just want to check one more thing. There is a checkbox called allow cross validation rule at the chart of accounts level. So let us double check if that is checked. Yeah, allow cross validation rule, cross validate segments is also checked. Okay, let me unfreeze this, save this, uncheck this, check this, again freeze this, and then compile. Sometimes these kind of things happen, like whenever some things are not working, we generally come to the screen and unfreeze and again freeze. It will not have any impact on the data. Let's wait for the program to be completed. Now it's completed. Okay, now try once again. Okay, looks like it's still not working. Okay, that's fine. Maybe I'll see what's the issue there. We'll proceed with the next topic. I'll mark this in yellow, and then we can look into that in our next class. So we'll proceed further. Okay, so I'll also explain the security rules along with the cross validation rules. So I'll also mark this in yellow so that you can better appreciate and differentiate between cross validation rules and the security rules when I explain them together. Okay, now we'll get into something called uploading of budgets. Okay, so what is a budget? Can anybody define a budget, or just in a layman terms, can you tell me what is budget?
Allocating a resource or a finance to a particular activity to
Uh,
that particular financial year.
yeah, in one way, what you said is right. Like budgeting is nothing but forecasting and allocating an amount to a, it could be a department or it could be anything. Like it's just a, in simple terms, budgeting is nothing but a forecasting. So you forecast that my so the budgeting can happen for an expenses as well as for the revenue. So generally budgeting happens for the expenses and the revenue, not for the assets or liabilities. So you can forecast saying that my salary expenses for the next 1 year would be say 100,000 rupees. My revenue for the next 10 year for the next 1 year should be say 500,000 rupees, something like that. So you forecast that this is what my expenses should look like, and this is how my revenue should look like, and based on that you take your business decisions, or you work towards those budgets. Like you always cross check like what is my actuals and what is my budget, and you take an appropriate action if your actuals are exceeding the budget. So that is the significance of the budget, and hence it is required to enter the budgets within the system. And if you use something called encumbrance functionality, which I'll be not be talking in this training session, but if you use an encumbrance functionality at the data entry level itself, if your expenses are, or if your transaction amount is exceeding the budget, it will throw an error message wherein it will not allow you to proceed further. Again, like it all depends on the setups in the encumbrance. So when you're doing a setups in the encumbrance, it has an options like wherein it will throw a, whether you want the system to stop you from proceeding further, then it will throw an error message. And if your requirement is to throw a warning message wherein you can see the message and you can click on OK and you can continue, then that is also possible through your setups in the encumbrance. But in our current training session, I'll just upload the budgets, and you can from a standard functionality perspective, you can run some couple of reports to check the budget versus actual. So I'll show you like how to upload the budgets. Before you upload the budgets, there are a couple of steps involved there. Okay, so first thing is you need to define a budget and budget organization. So the first step is defining of the budget. So you need to give any name. So you can say uh, Reliance expense budget or salary expense. Okay, I think it's not accepting more characters, so I'll just say Reliance salary expense. Okay. In the description, you can mention whatever you want. Reliance salaries expense budget. And what is the ledger under which you are creating the budget? INR ledger. So that is automatically defaulted based on the which profile option? Sorry.
Data set, GL data set.
Yeah, based on the GL data access set. Okay, and there is a status here. So you got three statuses: current, frozen, and open. By default, for the first time when you are creating a budget, put the status as open, and you want to create this budget under what period range. So maybe what is our financial period? uh, April 17 to March 18, or even the adjustment period also. So I want to create a budget between these periods. If there are more number of periods which are available in our calendar definition, those will also come into picture, wherein you can have a budget for more than one financial year also, wherein you can have a budget for say 5 years, for the next 10 years, depends on the periods available in the calendar. Okay, so in our current system or in current client, we have a budget for next 10 years. So in our calendar definition, we have created the calendars up to 2027. Okay, save this. So once the budget is created, the next step is open next year. You need to click on open next year. That is, you need to open the budget year. Unless and until you open the budget year, system will not allow you to enter any budgets under this budget. Are you sure you want to open the next budget year for Reliance salary expense? Say yes. A concurrent request triggered in the background. Okay. View request. Fine. Okay. While it's running, we can continue with our next step, which is defining a budget organization.
And second, is budget year different from the regular year?
Sorry, come again.
I mean, we are saying open next budget year, right? So, is the budget year different from the GL period?
No, the calendar is same, but the budget year can be. I mean, like when I say budget year, 1 second, go back to the screen. Oops. So in this case, this drop down is actually coming from the your what do you call GL calendar.
Period.
Okay? But there could be a scenario wherein like you can open your GL period for doing an actual data entry, but you may not be opening the budget period, budget year. If you do not open the budget year, you will not be able to enter the budgets. But as far as the calendar is concerned, it's same as your GL calendar. That's the reason why even in the drop down also, you can see only whatever the periods which are defined in your GL calendar was coming here. So how does system understand which calendar to come as part of your drop down, depending on your ledger, whatever you have selected here. So for this particular ledger, there's an associated calendar, and that's calendar. Based on the particular calendar, the periods are coming in the drop down. Okay.
Okay. So then again, then the budget year is different from the calendar period. I mean, different in the sense calendar period may or may not be open, but budget year can be open.
Exactly. So your question should be something like, can I open your budget year without opening your GL actual GL data entry year, something like that? So that is possible because you're opening the budget year in this particular screen, but whereas opening of the periods for the GL actual data entries in the other screen, open close screen.
Yeah,
Okay.
got it.
Yeah, and here you're opening by periods, and whereas as far as the budget is concerned, you're opening by year. Okay.
Okay.
And if you are using an encumbrance functionality, then there is something called this one, like open next year. This is for the encumbrance. Okay, so I think the open budget year program is completed. Yeah, but our next step is budgets, define organization. So we can say Reliance budget organization. So I'll explain you what is the significance of organization as to why we need to create the organization. And there is something called display sequence, in which sequence you want to display your account segment when you are defining your budgets. Use the normal sequence 1 2 3 4 5 6. Click on ranges. Okay, the reason why we need to define a budget organization is when you have defined a budget here in this particular screen, budget screen, you have mentioned your budget name and you have mentioned the budget year. That's it. You did not specify what are the account code combination under which we want to define a budget. So that is you are doing under budget organization. And when you go to your actual data entry screen where you enter your budgets, you need to specify both budget as well as the budget organization. Okay. So the significance of the budget organization is this is the screen wherein you specify the actual account code combination under which the budgets are allowed, under which budgets are allowed. So here you're not specifying what exactly is my budget amount. Here you are specifying these are the account code combination under which budget is allowed. Okay. So let us assume we want to create a budget for any department, but we want to create a budget for only say salary account. Okay, save this. The concurrent request got triggered in the background. Okay, I think that should get completed in a minute or so. Yeah, but from the account range is concerned, you can use a one particular account or you can use multiple account. Again, you can put your cursor here and you can use different account range. You can say again 01 to 01, 002 ZZZ. You can say even 002 ZZZ also. I mean, you can just do a one single row for everything 01 to ZZZ, 002 ZZZ, 002 ZZZ, something like that. Okay. But in this case, I just want to create or I want to enable the budget only for one account which we will be using in our data entry. Okay, it's completed. Okay. So budgets is done, budget organization is done. Now the next step is to enter the budgets. Okay, sorry. I think I need to remove this. Save this. Okay. Now for entering a budget, there are two options. You can go to this enter amounts and enter the budget from the screen, or the other option would be to use the web ADI. Okay. We will use the web ADI functionality to upload the budget. Okay. Go to budgets, launch budget wizard. Okay. So as I mentioned that when you are entering the budgets, you need to specify the budget as well as the budget organization and the account code combination and periods, and then you can proceed further, and then system will allow you to download a web ADI, and then you can create the you can enter the budget amounts, and then you can upload. Okay, we'll see how that works. So select your budget. What is the name of your budget? Reliance salary expense. That is the only one budget we have created, so that's the reason that's the only one which is coming in the drop down. Select that. And what is the budget organization? Reliance budget organization. And as far as the account from an account to are concerned, you can use any of the account code combination whatever you have mentioned in the budget organization. So I want to use an account code combination of 01 department 000 and account is 5800. Select this. So I want to use the same as the from and to account. If you want to use, you can use multiple accounts also. And what is the period? The same period whatever you have mentioned in your budget definition. I want to enter the budget from April 17 to March 18. I mean, ideally now we are in September, so there is no point in entering a budget for April. So you can even very well say that I want to enter the budget from October 17, because generally budget is projections or forecasting for the next couple of months. So there is no point in entering budget for April. Okay, even though in the budget year we have specified that budgets are allowed from April 17 to March 18. Now it is up to us wherein we can enter budgets only for a couple of periods under that particular budget year. Okay. And what is include segment description? What is the segment for which you want to see the description? I just want to see the description of only account. Just say move. Click on to copy. Click on create document. Okay, in this screen again it is asking you to more or less whatever we have entered in the previous screen, it is defaulting. Okay, but we need to re-enter the account from an account to, and now click on create. Do you want to open the general ledger budget? Say open. Okay. Macros has been disabled, so click on options, enable the content. Okay. Okay. So whatever the account code combination you have entered there, so that is automatically defaulted here. And we said that we want the description for national account. The description for national account is salaries. If you want to see the description for other segments also, you can enable that. Okay. And now the by default the values is 0 because there are no budgets existing for this particular account code combination. Now enter some budget amount, say October 15,000. This being in Excel, you can use the formulas also. So this is the reason why users like to use the web API template compared to the normal forms. You can, I mean, this being in Excel, you can use all the formulas and you can do a copy paste and everything is pretty simple here. Okay. So now you are trying to enter a budget of 15,000 under this salaries account for October, 16,000 for November, and so on. Up for March, it is 20,000. So the total budget is 105,000, 1,05,000. Okay. Now you have entered the budgets in the spreadsheet. You have not yet uploaded to Oracle. Now what you need to do is, as you have enabled the macros, you are able to see this Oracle tab. If you have not enabled the macros, you will not be able to see this Oracle button. Oracle upload. Okay. The most important thing is there is something called under rows to upload. All rows are flagged rows. When you say flagged row, this is called flagged row. It is by default there's a flag. So if you just double click on that, it will automatically flag it. Okay. You can just say all rows. So whether it's a flagged or not, you want to upload all the rows. Validate before upload. You should ensure that this checkbox is checked, because if there are any kind of issues in this particular what do you call template, it will throw an error message directly in the screen. Otherwise, once it gets uploaded, it gets stuck in the interface table, and then you need to correct that. Okay. And as far as this duplicate rows is concerned, always check the checkbox replace existing duplicate rows in the interface table with the rows from the document. As I said, that whenever you are uploading something into general ledger, whether it's coming from the sub ledgers or from the external system or from the GL web API, always it goes through your interface table. Okay. So if there is any data stuck in the interface table for this account code combination as part of your previous run, whether you want that particular data to be replaced with this particular data, you say yes. So if there is any data for this particular account code combination in the table for the period of October, that particular row will be replaced with the updated value of 15,000 against October, and so on for the other months. And the other important thing is, check the checkbox of automatically submit import of budget amounts. If you do not check the checkbox, then what will happen is you need to manually, once the upload is done, you need to manually get into Oracle and then run a program called input journal import for budget amount. But you do not want to do it manually. You just want the system to take care of that automatically. So check this automatically. Check the checkbox of automatically submit import of budget amounts. Now click on upload. Here you can see message that upload has been completed with the following status. So there is a request which got triggered. Click on close, go back to Oracle, ensure that the request is completed normal. Yeah, Gen Ledger budget import got completed normal. Now you want to check whatever the budget amounts you have uploaded is what you can see from a front end. So what you can do is go to budgets, enter amounts. What is your budget? Reliance salary expenses. What is your budget organization? Reliance budget organization. And what is the accounting period? October 17 to, okay, so it is showing first period to the last period. That's fine. Okay, can you see the budget amounts? As we have not entered any budget amounts for the months period to September, including September, it is showing 0. But as far as the October, November, December, January and February and March are concerned, you are able to see the budget amounts, whatever you have entered. So any questions here?
No,
Okay.
not from my side.
Yeah. Now the next thing is you have entered the budget. It's well and good. Okay. You can even very well save this particular template, and next month again you can come back to this particular screen, and then you can update this budget amounts, and you can re-upload that. Okay. Now what you can do is next month before you re-upload, you just want to see whatever the budgets which are already uploaded in the system. You just want to download that and make the changes. Okay, because there could be a scenario wherein you have uploaded this, it is lying in the system, but somebody can get into the system and update this from 60,000 to, say example, 25,000, and December from 17,000 to, say, 30,000, and save this. Okay, once you save and close, then there is a request which gets triggered in the background. Okay, now if you open this particular spreadsheet, whatever is saved in your desktop, next month if you try to upload, then it is not in sync, right? So what you do is there is an option called download. So once you click on download, it will automatically download the updated values available in the system to the latest WebID template, and then you can make the changes and then you can re-upload. Now let's see how we can do that. Now click on download. So you can observe that we made some changes to, I think, November or December, we made some changes, right? Okay. Now let us see. Download. Download. Download process has completed successfully. Press close to return to the document. Okay. Can you see the updated values? Okay. So it is pulling the updated values from the database, and it is displaying that under the WebADA. Now you can make the changes whatever you want. You can even increase from 30,000 to, say, 35,000, and then from 18,000 to 20,000, and this 20,000 to whatever 25,000, and then you can re-upload. So that is the, and then again you can click on upload. So that is the significance of the download functionality. So in the WebADA, even though you can see this download button, even in the GL WebADA or even the WebADAs which are available in the other modules, you can see that there are both upload and download, but this particular button of download is disabled for all other WebADAs, that is for the GL actual journals WebADA or the WebADAs available in the fixed assets and other modules. This download is disabled. This download will work only in the case of budgets. Okay, so in the budget both the upload and as well as download works, but whereas in the other WebADAs only upload works. Okay. Okay, let me close this. Let me close the okay, can we take a break for 5 minutes and then we'll assemble back at 10:10 or maybe 10 minutes?
Okay.
Okay, thanks.